What do you think ADCC should do?
Make it a different date.
They're very competitive, kicking each other in the face, punching each other. It's going to be fun to watch.
Fuck, I was about to say buggies don't work.
I've known them since they were 2, been with them since they were 7, and believe that they can really be #1 in MMA, submission wrestling, jiu-jitsu, whatever.
It was crazy watching the sparring as well yesterday. No mouth guard.
I mean, they do that in the parking lot. It's actually more sophisticated. They had gloves on. Normally they're kicking each other in the face, punching each other, and we're having a race to see who gets to Vegas first, who gets to pick the first room, who ends up on facing each other in the finals. That's the goal, right? Yeah. So they're very competitive in everything they do. So I think them wanting to face each other on opposite sides of the bracket is it's going to be fun to watch. Each match means something, so it'll be great.
Come on, Blue, don't let him do that to you. We're coming close on this one. Yeah. I still want to get my ADCC world title, you know, that's not something that's still on the list, you know. At the end of the day, you just got to prioritize, you know, as an adult, like what makes more sense, you know. We're not little kids anymore messing around, you know. We're adults, we got to pay rent and bills, and, you know, it was no question, you know, and we found out we can make $1 million in one night. Not if, you know, when, you know, Kade and I are in the same bracket, opposite sides. You know, we knew that would make sense. You know, we could make it in the finals and take $1 million home back to the family. You know, regardless of who wins, it's $1 million to the family. You know, for us, and it'll be a war for sure.
How many dudes aren't gonna tap for $1 million?
A lot of shit's gonna get broken on. Yeah. Probably. Craig's he's doing it fair. He's giving $1 million, right? He's only 2 weight classes, right? We'll do another one for the little guys, I'm sure, at some point. You know, but you know, it's $1 million to the winner, as it should be. You know, ADCC now, I'm sure. I don't want to say anything, but they're probably paying some people under the table, right? So, like, it's just weird. Like, some people are getting more than others for 10K, you know? Like, why not just put $1 million through? Jiu-jitsu has worked so hard to get to a point, you know, to be able to fight for $1 million. For someone like Craig to be able to make it happen for the jiu-jitsu competitors in the community, it's super rad because someone needed to do it, you know? And yeah, we have the opportunity to fight for like what we're worth, you know, and yeah, just super grateful and stoked for this opportunity. You know, it's really good for us and jiu-jitsu, everyone as a whole. I wanted you so bad when we fought. Motherfucker. What are you talking about? Jiu-jitsu's good.
It smells good.
Especially, yeah, you get that leg out of the equation. Just think about everyone thinks it's a twist. You know what I'm saying? I think my favorite thing, like, for scorecards and like just judging, like that. Tres segundos, 30 seconds. Unreal. You know, I seen the brackets once or twice. I know there's so many killers in there. You know, anytime I get put in a bracket like that, it fires me up. You know, I always wants to make me a better jiu-jitsu fighter. You know, so Kade and I are gonna be in the lab these next few weeks. put in a lot of work, and we're gonna have the best versions of ourselves out there. You know, I don't see anybody in the division that we can't beat. You know, a lot of them, you know, we've had success over before, and we're just gonna make sure that when we go in there, we're more prepared than we've ever been. You know, that way we run through everybody and take it home for the family. You know, and that's all that matters. So I told Tye that if I win, I'll split it half, regardless of his result. And he was claiming same for him, vice versa. But after this last handshake deal we did, I don't believe him. That's what I'll say. The first time.
When they were kids, you couldn't bet with Kade. He'd lose a bet, and you'd be like, "I'm not paying you." But now it's kind of switched a little bit to Tye's more on the.
Now I'm the man of my word, and now Tye's. What is up?
Fuck, I was about to say buggies don't work, and then my shoulder just fucking gave way.
Oh, you blame me your shoulder?
Yeah, that was not a joke. Near escape from me.
Great junior.
Just envisioning Volk versus Ortega there.
I think I was here. I'm pretty sure I was here in California, but just training, keeping it mellow, and then we were obviously preparing for ADCC, you know, and kind of just, or not even preparing yet, but getting our training camp situated. And then you know, I had my MMA fight just recently, so I was really locked in for that. Or we seen the $1 million tournament. I'm like, okay, we got to be a part of that, you know, no matter what. We seen it was the same days as ADCC, and we were like, oh, that's heavy, but it's on, you know. I mean, $1 million is $1 million, you know, what can I say? It's a bit of change, you know, and at the end of the day, like, we're all athletes, you know, we're all here to make livings, not just for us, for our families, and you know, the ones that we care about. So it was kind of a no-brainer. Like, looking at the names already, I don't think I've personally seen a more stacked or like a doper division that gets me more excited, you know what I mean? So aside from the money, the talent pool that's in the division, I can't imagine anyone wanting to miss it, you know. That's another thing we were so grateful and stoked on was, you know, they made it so we're opposite sides of the bracket, right?
That's the only thing they asked for, right?
I was like, dude, we don't need anything else, no extra special treatment except for if we can be on opposite sides of the bracket. Obviously, you guys know in other tournaments they face like in the first or second round, you know, so to be able to possibly meet my brother in the finals is the dopest, because you know, like if we lose to each other in the final as first and second, that's just first and first to us. You know, it doesn't really, you know, there's, as long as it's not first and third, you know what I mean? Like it's we're both winning. Yeah, exactly, second and third. Fuck. For the sport of jiu-jitsu, it's obviously so huge, so massive. You know, like you know, for the longest time in jiu-jitsu, guys are, you know, training every single day, 3 times a day, teaching, doing the absolute most, and just very bare minimal rewards for it. You know what I mean? Like, even for like the ADCC, you know, guys are, you know, 2-month training camp, teaching on top of that. Their life is gone for 2 months, and they go and win 4 tough matches, and then it's only 10 grand, and kind of barely covers the camp fees. You know what I mean? Between the physical therapy, the chiropractic, everything that you're putting into it. You know, so to actually be able to put in work and have a reward for it, to be able to have it pay off and not have to worry about rent and whatever the next month. You know, it's not just huge for us as athletes, but huge for just the entire sport of jiu-jitsu, and it's all positive.
Hey, you seen that Paulson grip I got?
I was honestly baffled to see any sort of backlash on CJI. I didn't really understand. I guess the only thing you could criticize it for is for being the same day or the same weekend as ADCC, but that's just the way it is. Shit happens, you know what I mean? Like Craze would say, the legacy is where the money is, and that's the truth. Like, these are athletes trying to make livings. Like how many ADCC champions that have won ADCC that are still struggling to this day financially, like worrying about whatever they have, whatever is in the future. Like, I don't think that's the way that any of us really want to live, you know. And you know, jiu-jitsu is still on the rise. You know, it feels like it's so big now, but if you really look at it, like, there really wasn't any money in the sport until 10 years ago. You know, unless you're either the top 5 in the world no matter what, or you were doing seminars and things like that, you know. But now this is actually, it's showing a way that guys can make a living through doing what they love, training and competing jiu-jitsu. And I don't understand any sort of negativity. I think people were trying to say like, oh, to keep the legacy of ADCC and stuff, which is cool, but I mean, it's the changing of the guard that happens in everything, in every sport, you know. Make them look down. So use the wizard again. Keep going back from the wizard, and then just be careful you don't get rolled backwards with that. I want a 3 now. So have his head pain and rip that shit back.
And as an ADCC winner, I'm guessing it's not easy to make $1 million.
Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. You kidding? Yeah, you work all year in hopes to make a number like that. You know what I mean? And that's not just one competition. That's super fights, competitions. You know, whatever, DVDs, seminars, camps. So. Yeah, for anyone to criticize CJI, I think you just, it's like if you're a lawyer or whatever, and then a firm wants to hire you for 3 times as much money. You might have worked at your firm for 10 years when you love your firm, but you got to do what's best for you and your family. You know what I mean? And you're gonna take that raise or that new job. It's just life. It's just how it works. You know. So I think Mo could have probably saved ADCC or still can in the future. Maybe he spends like the $1 million or whatever so in production and kind of filters that towards the athletes or whatever. But yeah, I think this is just great for the sport, great for the people in the sport, and that's all positive. So yeah.
What if we could plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day, You can come and be my babe, you can see what a gentleman I am. What if we could plan it out? Party in the streets, I could go to days at the beach, family buzzing in my air like a bee. Maybe you could chill. All this stuff I have up in my head, I just wanna do. Maybe if you come in, you can hang, you can meet the crew. We can even chill out at the park like we did in school. Take you back to when you was a kid, everything was cool. Hope you never lose track, life's a little hard when you're not home, yeah. Yeah, I've been going and going, still my own, yeah. I'm a soldier, I fight for what's right, so my heart's just been fighting for you. What more can I do? I just wanna put you in a box like some, keep you to myself, you know I don't wanna share no options. If I finally tell the truth, then I'm telling it to you. What if we plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day, You can come and be my babe, you can see what a gentleman I am. What if we could plan it out? Party in the streets, like the golden days at the beach. Family buzzing in my air like a bee.
Still I'm bucking around it.
Now that CJI exists, obviously there's 2 players in town.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think ADCC should do?
Make it a different date.
What if we could plan it out?